Most of you islanders keep up with cruise news stories on social media. You've probably seen bits and pieces of this story. One of Carnival Cruise Line's most popular cruise directors, Jonathan Cookie Adams, calls it quits. He retires effective immediately. We will share the news with you on the show today. We're also sharing news from Royal Caribbean as the icon of the seas is officially handed over from the shipyard to Royal Caribbean International. Royal Caribbean International now has the keys to the ship as she is ready to sail 2 months from today. And lastly on the show today, the 3-year world cruise that caught the buzz all over social media. People sold their homes and possessions literally to go on this cruise. It was set to sail in less than 2 weeks, and now the cruise company who was set to operate the cruise says the cruise is canceled. Wait until you see why. We all need some time in the islands. Let's go there now on Island Time. A big happy Monday to all you Islanders. We're back at it, are we not? Many of you had last week off or part of last week off enjoying the Thanksgiving holiday. Now you're back to work. I'm right here with you. We need this time together. This is Island Time. I am Derek. Let's drop our anchors and take some time to relax in the islands together, catching up on the latest in the happenings of the cruise news world. And there's a lot of happenings. Be sure you're subscribed to this channel. Ring that bell to receive notifications when we upload content. Let's start right here. Cruise directors. Some of you could give a flying flip about cruise directors. You don't care about them. You don't say anything positive about them. You don't say anything negative about them. You go on your cruise and you do you. Some of you dislike cruise directors. They're annoying. They make too many announcements. They're egotistical. I hear it all. Some of you love cruise directors. Some of you book cruises because of who the cruise director is going to be. There's a wide array on the spectrum of do I like cruise directors or not. You can share your feelings towards them in the comment section below. But one of the stories I'm sharing with you today is this. One of Carnival Cruise Line's most popular, most sought after, highest rated cruise directors, Jonathan Adams, known as Cookie, Cousin Cookie. We have cruised with him so many times. He's calling it quits. He's hanging it up. He's saying, I am done. This is shocking and surprising news. It wasn't planned, at least for the long term. Cookie was on Mardi Gras. He was signing on there in November. This month, going to stay until February of 2024. There are clients of ours, Island Time Travel, who literally booked the Mardi Gras because of Cookie. They love Cousin Cookie. But he is officially retired. He shared on social media a big statement, and there's rumors, of course. We'll discuss a couple of them. We don't like to do that. But I'll share this with you. Cookie shared this. Well, it comes with a heavy heart that I have officially decided to announce that I'm stepping down from my position as cruise director here at Carnival Cruise Line. This was a decision made by me for me. No, I wasn't fired. No, I wasn't forced to do it. I decided after 9 years. Can you imagine the energy spent in 9 years of giving myself to everyone around? Now it's time to focus on me and what I want for my next chapter. That is from Jonathan Cookie Adams, and the statement is even longer than that. He goes on to thank Carnival and his crew members. There are many rumors going around about this event and what exactly happened. Some of these entertain me to look at some of these. I've had several people share that Cookie was fired. Carnival Cruise Line fired Cookie because of who Cookie is, because of something that he said on video at a sail-away party. That is not the case. We would know if Cookie was indeed fired. We've also heard that Cookie just left the ship. He grabbed his belongings and he just left the ship. That did not happen as well. Cookie made this announcement. He was on ship for several days after the announcement. He is not on the ship now. Here's what we don't know. We don't know exactly what led up to this, what built up to this. It may be a combination of things over 9 years. Here's what we do know. Cookie provided game-changing and valuable experiences for thousands, hundreds of thousands of cruisers over the last 9 years. We have cruised with Cookie multiple times, and he has added to our cruise vacation. Cookie, we thank you. We admire you. We know that there are bright things ahead for you in the not so distant future. If you cruise with Cookie, let us know your experience with him in the comment section below. We're going to move on to this story here. Royal Caribbean International sharing that finally After 7 years of development and planning, that the icon of the seas, which was just a thought 7 years ago, it was put on paper, there were renderings made. The icon of the seas now is officially theirs. The shipyard has officially handed over the keys. The handover ceremony has taken place between the shipyard and Royal Caribbean International. And now, with 3 years of construction that is behind us, the ship is almost complete and she's ready to set sail 2 months exactly to the day. Royal Caribbean International takes ownership of the ship, and she's set to sail January the 27th from Miami. The handoff took place at the shipyard. There were about 1,200 crew members on board, and then, of course, all kinds of executive leadership, men and women from Royal Caribbean there to say, hey, we want this ship. Listen to this. Here's what Royal Caribbean leadership shared with us today. We are celebrating more than a new ship. It's also a celebration of the culmination of more than 50 years of innovation and dreaming at Royal Caribbean to create the ultimate vacation experience. Delivering Icon of the Seas represents that all that can be accomplished with the strong partnerships and a commitment to delivering memorable vacation responsibly. And we thank Meyer Turku, which is the shipyard, and an incredible village of skilled partners for joining us on this journey. The memories millions of families and vacationers will make on Icon will be our greatest accomplishment yet. One thing that I think is so interesting about this project, number one, she's the largest cruise ship in the world. Number two, they've been planning her for 7 years. It makes me think, here's what it took 7 years to even think of. You can imagine the meetings taking place. What do we want our next cruise ship class to look like, and getting those ideas and doing the renderings and going back and forth. There were years that went by before anything was ever built, before any real money was put towards this project. And it only makes me think what Royal Caribbean and Carnival and Norwegian and MSC and every other cruise line, what they're planning right now. There are planning sessions taking place that are saying, here's what we want to build. It's going to be 3, 5, 7 years down the road. Can you imagine right now the ideas that are being kicked around in meeting rooms and conference meetings online? I can't wait to see what cruising will be like 7 years from now. What do you expect we will see in 7 years from now from cruise ships? Will they continue to get bigger, like we see the Icon of the Seas? Will they scale back some? What new offerings will be on board and capabilities? Internet services, all of it. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, as we're going to share this horrible news, a 3-year world cruise. This story took off like crazy whenever it was announced that a cruise ship was going to sail around the world for 3 years. It was several months ago that this was announced, and it sold out. 111 cabins sold out so fast, and passengers waited. They were excited. Passengers went ahead and got ready for these 3 years. Think about leaving your house, your home, your community for 3 years. Some of these passengers were at the point of life where they said, you know what, we're going to sell our home. We're going to sell our house. We're going to go on this trip. Think about that. We're going to sell our possessions. We're going to sell vehicles. We're going to sell the majority of my possessions. Why do I want them to sit here for 3 years? Passengers literally did that over the last several months. Some passengers have went ahead over the last several weeks, and they've traveled to Europe waiting for this cruise to take place. Life at Sea is the cruise line responsible for this 3-year world cruise. It was supposed to leave November the 1st. Then it was delayed to November the 11th. And then it was delayed again to November the 30th. It was supposed to visit 7 continents, over 100 countries, over 300 ports of call, over 3 years. And there was an option actually to stay on for another 3 years if you wanted to. Unbelievable cruise. People paid over $100,000 per person for this trip. Some were already in Europe. Like I said, they've been there for weeks. They sent their luggage and the possessions that they wanted for them. You're not cruising for a week or 2 weeks here. You're cruising for 3 years. People had sent what they wanted in their cabin already to the cruise line. Here you go. Here's my stuff. The cruise line now has announced that the cruise is canceled as of November the 17th. It was supposed to leave November the 30th, less than 2 weeks from when this cruise is set to take place. These people have been preparing for a year for this, and it's canceled November the 17th. The cruise line here's the good news, they're going to pay for these people to get back home from Europe. Yeah, that's not a good end of the deal here. Life at Sea said they are extremely sorry for the inconvenience that this has caused everybody. And they said that they could not afford the cruise ship that they were looking to buy to take these passengers on the cruise. You heard that right. The company had made a down payment on a cruise ship from another company that would be used for this voyage. Investors in this company, Life at Sea, they saw the current global conflicts and realities and said, you know what, we're not really going to give you any more money. The company Life at Sea tried to purchase other cruise ships so that this event could take place. And literally they canceled the cruise, the 3-year cruise, because there was no ship. They didn't have a ship. That's unbelievable to me, to schedule a 3-year cruise and these people do what they've done, selling things that they have. And then you cancel because you don't have a ship. Passengers are indeed upset. They're going back home, if they still own their home, to try to sort all of this out. This is awful. It really is. I don't know what's going to happen next here. You can probably imagine there's already threats from passengers. We're going to seek this action and that action. The cruise line Life at Sea, they're still trying to say, we're going to do this trip whenever we get a ship. We're still trying to get a ship. They might use a smaller ship. I could not imagine this taking place. It would be an awesome trip. It would be the trip of a lifetime, but you have to have a ship first. What's your reaction to this story? If you were one of the passengers that were set to go on this trip, what would be your reaction? Share it with us in the comment section below. That is the Cruise News Show for today. If you have not had enough island time, go to yesterday's live show. Amanda and I had an hour with you yesterday. We had a fun show, a great show. We discussed a lot of different things. If you need some more time in the islands, that show is there for you. We can't wait to see your comments, the comment section below. Don't just watch. Be sure you leave a comment and ask a question if you need to. Of course, we'll try to answer that. Be sure you like the video as well. We will see you over on our Facebook page as well. Until tomorrow, we'll see you right here on Island Time.